Hey guys, I'm David Hasselhoff, and this is the Cold Steel Arming Sword. As you can see right here, it's got a blue steel finish. That means that they add a compound and they burn it onto the steel to pretty much artificially rust it. It's kind of like fighting fire with fire, except with rust. It's got a leather handle with wiring on the inside for good grip. It's got a nice pommel with, I think it's screwed on. I don't think it's pinged. Or it could be, who knows. I haven't taken it apart or anything because that would be ridiculous. Yeah, so the point of balance is about 4 inches from the guard, or maybe even 3.5. It's not too bad at all, not too shabby. This is 1090 carbon steel, and what else was I going to say? Spring tempered. You can see the shaking. Not all swords do this, by the way. But most cold steel swords do it, though. That's why I know for sure. Let me see if I can. Not sure if you guys can see that, but do you see the vibration? You can definitely hear it, though. Yeah. So the reason why that's relevant is because it helps with pretty much the, maybe, should I say, longevity of the sword. You know, for like, I guess, combat purposes. So if you have a sword that does not wiggle like this, you know, it means that the steel is rigid. It's not flexible. So let's say you use a serrated machete, and hypothetically you're trying to cut like some limb. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to cut this little limb off this tree that's pretty much, you know, dead and lifeless and just, I don't know, there's maybe some infection on the tree, who knows. You try to cut it. You're cutting it, you know, and, you know, it's marketed as the Macaira bush sword. And, you know, yeah, you know, a lot of people review it. It's really cool. There's no damage to the edge, blah, blah, blah. Now, that steel, you know, could be a soft steel, who knows. But that does not necessarily mean that it's flexible. So you're cutting away at the tiny little limb. You hit a knot and the steel warps. Okay? So that's the difference between something that is flexible, yet even a hard 1090 steel, and something that's, you know, a cheap stainless that does not have a spring tempering. Because of that spring tempering, it's not likely to, you know, just completely warp, because it would bounce back. So now what I have here, side by side, is, you know, the arming sword with its sheath. It's a leather sheath, you know, with these metal things here, you know, just because it looks cool, and also because of that protects the point, keeps it from just falling out, I guess. I don't know. It looks cool. And here's the Italian longsword with its sheath, almost, you know, identical design. So I just put them side by side so you guys can see the size difference. This one's got the 28-inch blade. This one has a 35.5-inch blade. This one, they both have similar sort of kind of curve to their handguards. This one's obviously a little wider. You know, pommel's a little different. That's like a, is it a fish pommel? I don't know. It's supposed to help you hold it like this. So you can do fancy stuff, HEMA stuff, holding it like this. Perfectly fits around your fingers. This one,
I'm sure it's just a ring pommel. It's not a ring pommel. It's a circular, just because it's you're not necessarily going to be doing that. It's also just a design as well. Some people like the circular ones better. I don't know, because I don't really practice that stuff that much. I do sometimes. It's a good workout. But yeah, so that's pretty much the size comparison.
Alright, now what I want to do is show you guys the handling on the sword. Because most of the time, other reviewers on YouTube, they don't swing swords well, you know, or they just don't want to swing swords on, on the video or something. I don't know. They don't want to show people how they handle it. They're like, oh yes, it's just quite a fine blade. Oh, I love this blade so much. It's so cool, But they don't show you how well they move. Now, because of the balance, it is not that tip heavy, So, it's very, very fast. You know what I'm saying? So, pretty much the possibilities. Yeah, pretty much people, I don't understand why they don't swing them around, to show you what you can do with these, Maybe they feel ridiculous swinging in the air or something, I don't know. But, yeah, so, another person reviewed this and they compared it to another sword. And they talked about how arming swords, a lot of them, the really good ones, they have a balance that goes all the way to almost where my thumb is right here. And instead, this balance is all the way over here to where my fingernail is. Now, I'd say it's better to have the slightly more fingertip heavy balance, because if you're swinging this at a target that's not just like a water ball or something, which I'll show afterwards, you're really not going to cut into the target that much. Something that's like, let's say, wood, okay? Let's say if I was an idiot and I decided to use this to chop some wood. It would work. Probably no big deal. But it's like, if I use the katana machete, tactical katana machete by Cold Steel, if I were to use that to chop the wood, well, like my other review, it did a really piss poor job doing that, you know what I'm saying? But, against something light like a water bottle, oh my goodness, cuts through that like a dream. So that's why I would say a point of balance closer to the tip makes for better use for chopping harder targets, Now, another cool thing about a double-sided sword, two-edged sword, is because the ability to do all sorts of cool things to cut at your opponent's wrist. You can do this, The cool thing about having the point of balance more closer to the guard is that you were able to do this. This is easier. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the cool things, to be able to make precision cuts. Is this the perfect balance ever for everybody? I don't know. But, it's decent, you know what I'm saying? I don't have too much complaints about it, So, in other words, yeah, I just showed you how to handle it, and let's go check out how well it cuts.
goodness, you look so cute.
This is gonna be in a video. You can get wet. Maybe. I don't know. It's okay, don't worry.
What's the best way to hit it?
Make sure that Thank you. Alright, so the Cold Steel Arming Sword, not bad at all. Holy crap. Like, I came in not having very high expectations of the sword. Well, at least when I first opened it from the box. But it is fast, you know? And, you know, people might be put off by 28 inches long of a blade. But, you know, that's just fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nimble. And it's sturdy. You know, the thrusting capabilities of this thing, oh man. You know, the fact that the balance is so close to the hilt. You know, just like 4 inches. It's just, it's fucking fantastic. You know? You don't have to try hard at all to swing this thing. And, you know, the handle, the cord wrap grip with the leather, you know, it's great. The pommel, you know, it's heavy enough to counter this weight. You know, some people, they might like swords that have a little more heft maybe, but dude, you do not need heft to cut something, you know? And, you know, if you talk about heft, this is 2 pounds. And that's as much as most of those sabers, which you guys complain about being too heavy. So, you know, this is a really nice sword. And it's just coming in, I don't even remember how much I bought it for. But, yeah, like, MSRP is in like 400 or something. But you can get it for 200 if you, like, go to somewhere like, you know, Amazon or Blade HQ, I think, has it. Or like Midway. I might have gotten this from Midway, actually. But yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Cut's amazing. You know, it's thrust and capabilities. I'm just rehashing what I just said earlier. But yeah, so anyway, this ends this review for now. The only thing I wish was that, you know, this was a little bit more perfectly straight. Because it's not perfectly straight, because, you know, these are handmade. And there's going to be a little bit, you know, a few little flaws. For example, the fuller isn't completely aligned with this thing right here, you know. The fuller is the blood groove. And, but that doesn't even matter. This is flawless. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this review. Hope it was really entertaining. And if you like and subscribe, you know, you click the notification bell like everybody else says. Oh my god, that's so annoying when people say that. You
will be notified about my next review, which will be the Zombie Tools Decapitating Saber. And this thing's pretty awesome too, but I have some praises and a little bit of complaints. But it's still pretty awesome. Anyway, stay tuned, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.